Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining me on this edition of the Light the W podcast. It is your favorite Seattle Mariners podcast where we cover all things Mariners baseball. If this is your first time joining us on the show or you're a returner, make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already on YouTube, or you can find us at Light the W, a Seattle Mariners podcast. Or if you want to listen to the audio version, go to Spotify or your preferred podcast platform, where I would love it if you could leave a 5-star review and follow on those platforms. It supports the show and the channel greatly, and it's greatly appreciated. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram at LightTheWPod. And finally, without further ado, let's get into today's episode.
The pitch from Acevedo.
Swung on the line, down the left field line for a base hit.
Fly ball, gap, right center field. And
Double him up at second.
Luke is going back to the 1-8 track. Get out the right, run and Mustard grandma. It is grand salami time.
Polanco sent it in the right, and will send Seattle to the American League Championship Series for the first time in 24 years.
What is up, everybody? Market continues to move. New week, NFC Championship week. Go Hawks. But we're talking baseball. Episode 113 of the Light the W podcast. Jeff is here with me again. Jeff, how we doing?
Living the life, go Hawks.
Yeah, it's nothing else to say right now. Big week in football world here in Seattle. Seahawks, obviously, like I said, now NFC Championship, chance to go to the Super Bowl for the first time in 10 years. Mariners,
If you haven't,
dead silent, Jeff.
I know. I'm sorry. If you haven't watched that video of Coach McDonald talking in April about running, like, if you want to run through a brick wall, if you need 8 cups of coffee, just watch that video.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
That video is amazing. All the content that the social media team for the Seahawks has been producing is amazing. Just adds to it. So good for them. Mariners had, their chance in the playoffs, and they had some good social media stuff. Less good play on the field, though.
I have had a run of Final Fours that have not gone well this year. The Mariners, the Ducks, and now the Seahawks. So I'm bound to get one of them, right?
Third time's the charm, right?
That's what I always say. And you say the Mariners have done nothing, but superfan and podcaster Mahal had done 4 relief. You did 40 minutes on 4 relievers. Where do you find these guys?
I just go to Fangraphs roster resource, look through all the relievers, and I'm like, this guy has good strikeout percentage, this guy's good ERA, and I'm like, let's dig in.
I listen to the show. Always listen to the show. Everyone listen to the show. The beginning when you named the 4 guys, I said, where does he get these guys? I listened to the whole show, and I said, how? Why? What are you doing? Go for a walk.
That took like a week to
Yeah.
do all of that. It took me forever.
Unbelievable stuff.
And still, I don't think any of those guys would very likely be traded. But that's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay. It sort of feels like the Mariners are at a point in their offseason where there's not much left to happen, kind of, unfortunately. I don't know if I'm alone in that.
I'm hoping this becomes the lost episode where we record, and then the second we're done, we get a notification of some sort, and this becomes moot. But we are at a standstill, and not to start on a bummer, but there has been rhetoric online about this being a failed offseason. And I know that I was on here a few weeks ago, and I said this is a good offseason. I'm willing to negotiate, but a F grade is insane, and
It's just like, an F grade would be them not signing Josh Naylor to me right now. The fact that they were able to re-sign Josh Naylor and all of that, automatically to me, you got Josh Naylor, you got a high leverage reliever, you got another platoon bat. To me, that automatically gives it, at the very worst, like a C+, B-.
a few offseasons ago, Jeff Passan called Mariners fans spoiled, which I still remember how I felt when I heard that. And he was dead wrong. Like, we did not deserve to be called that.
Yeah.
20 years with one playoffs or whatever. We are sounding a little spoiled right now, and we kind of sound like a Yankee fan that wants a treat, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
to me, it's like your roster right now. Well, there are holes. Like, no question, there are holes, but it doesn't look bad, like at all. It looks like a good roster. It's one of the best rosters, if not the best roster in the American League. And you look at what the Yankees, the Blue Jays, all of these American League teams have been doing on the free agent market. They're all swinging and missing for the most part.
This is the best roster in the American League. The only team, the two teams that you could talk about, the Toronto Blue Jays lost a foundational core player. The guy that was in all the photos with Vladdy coming up, they lost him to the Mets.
Yep.
That's a big deal.
Yep.
If you want to talk about the Red Sox, they're getting interesting.
They scare me. I won't lie. They're a really good roster.
If they had Devers or Bregman, which is crazy they don't have either of them right now, it's a pretty scary up and down.
Yeah, their lineup is good, and I mean they're young. They're at the point where it's like it reminds me somewhat of the 22 Mariners, where it's like you have these young kids, and now you're doing what the Mariners kind of didn't do, and you're supporting them with free agency and with some trades. Talked about Wilson Contreras being what a move that was, just like what a move. And they've done a lot of good stuff, and that AL East is tight as ever, tight as ever. Talk about 5 teams in a division that all theoretically could compete and want to compete. That's what that division is.
I'm starting to do work on our prep for divisions and things like that. The American League East, if you split it between fans, front office, Vegas, whatever you want to do, all 5 of them believe they have a chance to not only make the playoffs, but win the World Series, or the American League. Let's say American League. Each one of them believes in that. That's crazy.
It is. And, maybe the Rays are a little bit off base there. Orioles even probably are still off base just because their pitching staff is not it, to say the least. But those top 3 teams are all good teams. And the Yankees are getting Garrett Cole back after a year of him being injured. We'll see what he brings. But that's a big addition to them, too. And their rotation, while it struggled at times last year, still very good. As well as their lineup now getting Bellinger back. That's a big difference to me, having Bellinger in that lineup versus not.
Power rank the AL East right now. For me, I think the Blue Jays are number 1. Red Sox are 2. The next 3, I can talk myself into any of them. The Rays are the sneakiest and one of the most well-run organizations in baseball. They are playing home games again in a stadium designed for Major League Baseball players. That's going to be a boost. The Orioles were a year removed from them winning 95-plus games. And the Yankees, people are still pitching to Judge. Stop doing that. Stop pitching to Aaron Judge. Don't do it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I talked about this last night. I was talking about the Bellinger signing with my dad, and we were both like, Bellinger could just fall off a cliff. Like, it would not surprise me if Bellinger was like average to below average this year. Because that's what his career path has been. He's shown that he isn't necessarily consistently this, world beater star player. So we'll see what happens.
I am not predicting either one, but to me it is more likely that the Yankees finish 5th than they do finish 1st.
I agree. Yeah. And I think the only thing that to me could have them finishing 1st is I don't like the Blue Jays roster. I've been very clear on that. It's what I think could happen with the Blue Jays roster where all their guys take the step back, kind of like the Rangers did in 2023. It's that happening in Boston not taking the step forward that it really feels like they're about to take. That's the only way.
That division had 3 playoff teams a year ago. It's hard to believe they won't have 3 again.
Yeah.
And that means that they're all in it. We underrate the American League Central has 2 teams that are trying to lose this year. That's going to buoy those other records. The American League East has 5 teams trying to win. Are they going to beat up on everyone else or cannibalize each other? It's hard to say.
It's hard to say.
I like our division.
Yeah, I mean, you saw kind of the AL West do the AL East, what the AL East feels like it's going to do a couple of years ago, where the Mariners, Rangers, and Astros, all three good teams, and only two of them could make it. So we'll see what happens.
What are your best offseason additions so far this year for you, like when you just look at the league as a whole?
League wide? Well, I already mentioned two of them. I have three here. Willson Contreras, to me, is a great addition. You talk about a team that struggled in terms of their first base position in 2025. They were not good. 26th in WRC plus from first baseman, 27th in F4, and you're bringing in Willson Contreras, who is a very, very good player, an experienced player, put up a 124 WRC plus and 2.8 F4. Last year, the Red Sox from first base got negative F4. That's a
so
big
crazy.
difference. And you're bringing in a guy that has caught in the past. He was a catcher. He has experience in the postseason, won a World Series with the Cubs. And for a team that is young, you bring in an experienced guy that still is putting up great production. That's a great addition to me.
Okay, that's number one.
Yeah. Number two, it's Josh Naylor. This is a little bit of a homer pick. But the Mariners' first base position, similar to the Red Sox, was not good until Josh Naylor came in. You talk about before
it was
Josh
only bad for like a decade.
Yeah. Only a decade. We went over that. Only a decade.
Yeah.
But the Mariners were 21st in WRC plus before Josh Naylor was traded on July 24th, and 21st in F4. F4 was 0.1. WRC plus was 93. Josh Naylor comes to Seattle, puts up a 137 WRC plus and 1.8 wins in 54 games, and casually steals 19 bases. This guy's a winner. This guy's the epitome of a Mariner. He fills in the hole that has been there for what feels like forever. Mariners paid him the money that he needed to be paid. He wanted to come back. To me, it's just the perfect fit for this Mariners team to fill the hole they have.
I'm so happy he's a part of our team, part of our clubhouse, a part of everything.
Yep.
So excited for that social to be clipped where I'm just nodding politely.
Yep. And then, he'll have a great season, hopefully, assuming.
Yeah.
And it'll be perfect.
He is perfect.
The third guy I have for you, Jeff, unfortunately, is a Dodger. And it's Edwin Diaz.
Okay.
Because their bullpen, you saw it during the postseason, was shambles. They had Roki Sasaki, who's a starter, closing games for them on their run to a World Series. Now, they've added maybe the best closer in baseball to what already is probably the best roster on paper in baseball. And they fill what felt like the only hole they have, getting a guy that strikes out 38% of the hitters he sees, had 28 saves to just 3 blown saves last year, whereas the Dodgers had the 10th most blown saves last year, and also had the most innings from their bullpen. That's a great addition for them, as much as I hate to say it.
It's a great addition. Hate to say it. You did not mention Bregman. You did not mention Tucker. You did not mention those guys that would be a splash, that it feels like for some reason Mariners fans crave. I don't really get it. You have to kind of sift through that. I like what we're doing, and I can't stomach that F grade. Contreras, Naylor, Edwin Diaz.
Yep.
If I told you Contreras has like a good year, WRC plus of 115 or whatever, okay, is that a guy that we could have got? No. Josh Naylor is on our team, so this is a hard example to take. Bregman's going to be a good player. He's going to make $35.5 million per year. Kyle Tucker just had a $64 million signing bonus for some reason. If I told you that for $800,000, Cole Young is 70% of Bregman, like not 60%. It's like an insane trade to me of like, why are we asking for a guy to pay a person on past results instead of future? It's a thing that we crave as fans of sport for some reason that I don't understand, and I'm having trouble stomaching.
Yeah, to me, I think it's this yearning for a proven guy where it's like I know pretty much what I'm gonna get. I've talked about that being something that I actually think the Mariners kind of need, but paying these guys $35 to $60 million is asinine. Like, it's not realistic. It's not what they're worth, and it's only realistic for two teams, really, the Dodgers and the Mets. And those two teams, to me, single-handedly, are kind of ruining part of the beauty of baseball, where it's like you have, some of these top free agents signing with the random teams. Think about Robinson Cano with the Mariners just, 10, 15 years ago. That
10
would
years,
not happen
240.
now.
Yep.
That would not happen. Because the equivalent of 10 years, 240 right now is what? 10 years, 300, 350, kind of what Bregman
7
got?
years, 350.
Something like that. And these other two teams will just blow that offer out of the water. And then you don't have a shot.
Do we believe the Mets and Dodgers know ball more than Jerry Dipoto? Because
yes, I think the Dodgers do.
the Dodgers having one of the best prospect list in baseball is frustrating.
And I mean, they're just a great organization in general. They make smart trades, all these things. When they make trades, they trade the prospects that are hyped up, but they kind of can tell that maybe they're not going to contribute, and then they go to a new organization, and lo and behold, they're nothing. So to me, the Dodgers are. The Mets are weird.
A week ago, I knew I was coming on this week. It was Friday, and I wrote down, what are the Mets doing? I don't really get it. Polanco and then Bichette out of position. I was like, I'm not seeing this. I don't really understand. They went out and get Peralta last night. I'm starting to understand a little bit more. Those guys all playing out of position. The team has, I think, 4 second basemen on their team right now. I could talk myself into that blowing up too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we talked about Polanco. Why would you give him $20 million? He's coming off what is going to be his career year. Like, no question. And it's frustrating to me because why did the Mets go get Jorge Polanco? Like, what was your thinking?
My bold prediction for you was that Polanco ends that contract in Seattle.
There's no way. They'd have to eat so much money.
With them eating so much money.
Yeah.
Because that's how poorly things are going. But
I mean, you could
it does look a little better now. If they get Skubal too, you have to take that into consideration.
And if you're the Tigers, by the way, the haul that Freddie Peralta just got, go trade Skubal. Go trade Skubal.
You can laugh at me. Peralta might be worth more via trade than Skubal because of the years of control left.
It's both 1 year.
Peralta has 1 year left?
Yeah, that was for 1 year of Peralta. That's what I'm saying. It's because his contract, the money Peralta is making is a lot less. He's making like $6 or $7 million, I think, this year.
Whereas and Skubal is going to be, oh my gosh, it is his final year.
30.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to doubt you. How could I? I thought he had 2 or 3 years left.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I actually think that the return would probably be somewhat similar just because of that money. But if you're a team wanting to go, contend, why would you not go give it up for Skubal? And if you're the Mets or the Dodgers, where you can just go give Skubal whatever the hell he wants, like, why not?
The Dodgers can Godfather offer that. Yep. And they can pay him. The ruining of baseball is also overplayed, in my opinion. The one thing I can't have anymore, I need it to go, is that deferred money.
Yep, 100%.
The Dodgers have created a scenario where they can't actually sell the team. Like, if you're selling a team, you're selling so much debt. They're borrowing on themselves, not to get into economics or anything like that, but they're borrowing against a future that they don't know in a league that is not designed to run on future assets, if that makes any sense. That deferred money is to me the thing that's killing baseball. If you have enough money to pay Kyle Tucker $240 million for 4 years, if you can do that, fine. I don't know how you're doing that and sustaining a business, but if you can do that, go for it. To pay him the majority of that in a signing bonus and then down the line, it doesn't feel right to me.
No, and it's why people want the salary cap, because to me, the whole thing with people wanting the salary cap is you bring the salary cap in because it would prevent them from being able to sort of defer that money and change how it works. The fact that Kyle Tucker is making 4 times as much as the Mariners' highest paid player this year, purely in his signing bonus, is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
I don't mind not having a salary cap because these teams can't help themselves paying for past performance instead of future. The Dodgers, the Yankees over the years. Like the Yankees had that run in the 90s where they won 4 titles in 5 years. They did it on the backs of their young prime players making minimum wage essentially.
Yep.
And then they started paying for everything, and they've won 1 since then in 2009. It's not sustainable, and that's why the league's not super afraid of it. The players get paid. It's just that deferred money that I hate. I can't take it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, the people that want the salary cap are the owners, and that's just because they don't want to spend as much money. They want there to be a limit. And if you're the players, you don't want that because now your money is limited. So to me, it's like the cap's not going to happen, I don't think.
No.
And if it does happen, it'll wipe out at least next year.
Do you believe the Dodgers paid for a title last year? I'll go first. I say no, because the reason they are lifting a trophy is because of the second baseman, Rojas. Who hit in the bottom of the top of the ninth inning, hit a pop fly that escaped Toronto in November. Makes no sense to me. And then Will Smith, a homegrown player for them, who's been there for a long time, won it on a home run late in the game. Other than that, Toronto's hoisting the trophy, and we don't think of Toronto as buying a championship. Money does not equal titles in baseball as much as people think it does.
It doesn't. And I mean, to some extent it does, because you can make up for other flaws in your organization to be able to get there. But the Mets have spent how much freaking money, and they haven't even made a World Series. So to me, we talk about how the Mariners are doing kind of the right thing. And that's where I'm at. I talked about it. It was either last episode or the episode before, but to me, the Astros, as much as I hate to say it, they are the blueprint for how the Mariners should operate. Because they are not a big market. They're not going to go spend that money. But they were dominant for a decade because they developed their own players.
And you know that once you put on a Houston Astros jersey, you're scum, and I don't want you. The fact that the Cubs offered Kyle Tucker $0 after spending a year with him was weird.
I mean, he was like good, but I mean, his postseason performances have never been good. And I think they know better than to go spend a crap ton of money.
And then, even though I hate him, Bregman is widely considered a clubhouse stud who he buys suits for the rookies and takes them all to dinner when they get called up. Garbage like that is the Houston blueprint idea that you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And the Cubs were like, okay, screw Kyle Tucker. Let's move on to Bregman. Let's try a better version of this. So the Dodgers going all in on that guy and just hoping that Freddie Freeman can keep him in line or whatever. I'm not saying he's a bad guy, but he clearly wasn't a fit in Chicago.
Yeah. And the Mariners have as good of a clubhouse as you've ever had. I mean, the fact that the Astros clubhouse didn't just explode after the cheating scandal, I think that's credit to their clubhouse and to how that organization is run.
You know who was a big part of that was Carlos Beltran, and I was pretty disappointed to see his name in the Hall of Fame.
I was too.
Didn't love
Speaking
that.
of the Hall of Fame, though, Felix
Framber
Hernandez.
Framber
Valdez.
Felix is going to get in next year. Framber Valdez.
I think it's the year after.
The class
biggest
next year is not good.
Posey's in it, though. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, Posey will get in. But then there's no other like first ballot guy.
I think he'll make a big jump again next year. I just don't think he'll quite get in. I think it'll be the year after that he probably gets in.
It does feel like he's going to get it, though.
It does. I mean, that's the biggest year 1 to year 2 jump from anyone, I think. I believe I saw that stat.
Yes.
So you can sort of see this voting shifting. And if he gets in, I might have to take another trip to Cooperstown. I was there for Ichiro, and what? That place is amazing. It's like baseball Disneyland. It's amazing.
I haven't been yet. That's amazing. Yeah, you were texting from that. I looked up the package the Padres sent for Mason Miller. We've already made fun of this on this show. It's the number number 3 prospect in baseball, Leo DeVries.
DeVries, yeah.
So number 1 shortstop prospect, number 3 prospect overall with the A's is probably going to be an annoying stud for us.
Mm-hmm.
The other 3 guys, I don't actually think are going to be like big league contributors. At the time, it was kind of uncertain. And I was troubled by looking at the Peralta trade, and I was like, could the Padres have done that plus like half a guy more for Skubal? Like, who's saying no to that?
I mean, to me, if I'm the Tigers, why would I not do DeVries almost straight up for a year?
Straight up. They traded it for a relief pitcher.
The Padres, to me, I've talked about it numerous times. Astros are blueprint. Padres are the cautionary tale. They're not a big market team. They can't spend all that money. They did spend the money. It didn't work. And then they traded all of their prospects that should be used to supplement those contracts not working. I talked about the trade for Juan Soto. How bad is that trade? Mackenzie Gore.
For 1
James
year of
Wood.
Soto, right?
It was for, I believe,
2.
2.5. 2.5 years.
Okay.
2.5 years you gave up. James Wood, C.J. Abrams, Robert Hassel, Mackenzie Gore. All 3 of those guys are everyday MLB players, above average everyday players.
Stay strong, Mariners, with the Cardinals. Don't give in. Don't raise your offer. It's the best one they've got.
And
they don't like
that's
it.
The only reason it hasn't happened, because they want more. And they think by going to these other teams that don't have the capital the Mariners have, they're going to get a better offer. It's why at the end of the day, you said no to that you don't think Brendan Donovan will be a Mariner. I think he will, because I think that they're going to have to cave. Nobody's paying more than what the Mariners are going to offer.
And for the Cardinals, in that strong organization where in their division a year ago, 3 teams made the playoffs. Oh, wait, they weren't one of them. Well, they have the
3
best
teams.
pitcher in baseball. Oh, wait, no. Paul Skeens is on the other team that didn't make the playoffs. No, wait. No, the Cardinals are good, though. They're really good at baseball, and they deserve more.
We have J.J. Weatherholt.
60% of the division made the playoffs, but not them.
Yeah. I mean, they're the worst team in their division. I went through the teams in baseball, Jeff.
The Brewers traded their ace and are better than the Cardinals today.
Oh, God. Yeah. I mean, I went through the teams in baseball that are contenders, and most importantly, who are not contenders. First team and not contenders was the Cardinals.
The Pirates could have a better record than them this year. They probably won't, but they could.
They might. They've done some interesting things. Do I think it's smart baseball ops? Maybe not, but
the Cardinals are better than the Rockies. There, I said it. I predict it.
Disrespectful to the Rockies.
Dude, I love the Rockies. I lived in Denver for a couple summers. The rock pile is sick. You used to be able to get in for $1. You couldn't see anything from up there.
Oh.
You were like a mile away.
Stadium looks nice, though.
It's sick. I believe that the pitch clock is going to save baseball from a lockout. I think it's the greatest advancement in sports, maybe in my lifetime. If you haven't watched a baseball game from before the pitch clock recently, It's unbearable.
Mm-hmm.
The pitch clock, the biggest concerns were taking away the timeless manner of the game, taking away from key moments, pitchers getting hurt. None of those things have happened.
It makes those moments actually better.
In the playoffs, too, the umpires are more willing to allow a longer timeout. The umpires get it. They understand the game. The game has become adaptable and acceptable for younger people. You can watch a Red Sox Yankees games in 2.5 hours. It was 4.5 hours long recently. Baseball is at its peak value, maybe ever, right now. They will not let games be canceled. I can't imagine a world where that happens.
Yeah, I mean, you basically said it, but to me, it would be such an injustice to the growth the game is enduring right now to
It
have a
can't.
lockout and not play baseball. To me, that is Rob Manfred. Like, you have to be out of there so fast if a lockout happens.
The only worst thing a commissioner could do would be let his star players go to live golf. And someone else already did that. So, baseball, it will not happen. I think there might be spring training games that are lost. I think the season might feel kind of gross at the beginning as players get warmed up. I do not believe we will miss games. The Savannah Bananas are selling out stadiums across the country all year long.
Yep.
Baseball is in a great place. There is no way a lockout is happening more that would affect anything. Spring training, maybe like a couple days. It'll be done by mid-March of next year.
I sure hope so. I sure hope so. Because 2027, also, beyond just not wanting a lockout, is a
It's a
big
good
year
Mariners
for the
year.
Seattle Mariners.
It's a good Mariners year.
Big year for the Seattle Mariners.
Oh, Colt Emerson's hitting third. Oh, we should play baseball.
Colt Emerson, you have the whole pitching staff intact. Cade Anderson, Durangelo St. Ryan Sloan, all would be ready. Lazaro Montes, Johnny Farmello possibly. Michael
Well, the
Roy.
switch pitcher will be playing for the Cardinals. But yeah, I'm with you.
Yes, Brendan Donovan! I need it!
I know.
I need it now.
Did you have any sports advancements when I texted? Could you think of any? The other one I had was the yellow line in football for the first down. That happened in my lifetime, where before the yellow line, you just had to guess if they got a first down or not. That was huge, but that wasn't. The players can't see that, but for the TV, It changed the game. It changed everything.
I don't think that there's anything. I mean, all these games are sort of, they're big before that. You could maybe argue the 3-point line in basketball, but that was a long time ago.
That's before my time, and how dare you? How dare you?
I mean, it was a big change. So I don't know, but to me, I think the robo umps next year, challenge system, that's next year. I think
The ABS.
Yes,
That's this.
I think that's going to be a
season.
great change too. I think just make the game better.
George Kirby's gonna love that, like with all his heart.
Yeah. Yep. I think
All
he's
right.
in for a big year. I really hope so.
Yeah. That's all I have.
Yeah. Last thing to mention. We talked about the Mets and the Dodgers payroll. I tried to go get numbers
It's hard.
for their payroll. It doesn't make any sense. There are like 6 different numbers for their payroll because of all the goddamn deferrals and all of that. Otani has like 3 or 4 different like numbers for his contract, like what he's getting paid this year.
Otani's paycheck is $1 million per year.
It's 2, I think. It's 2.
Oh, okay, my bad.
But for the
Tucker's
luxury
is 1.
tax, it's
Yeah.
like 42 or something, and it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, are these
But-
bad teams with low payrolls just being inundated with cash? Like, are the Rockies just like pocketing 40 mil a year off the Dodgers? Like, what's happening?
I don't know. I'd have to dig into how all the balancing act of it works. But, I think deferrals, you said it. They're the thing that has to go.
It's got to go.
We'll see what happens in 2027. Hopefully we get baseball. But
You know what would make a lockout not that bad is if we have a championship ring and a trophy, and it's like, well, let us know when we restart. Let me know.
2026 Super Bowl ring and World Series ring. Knock on wood. Is 2025 the best Seattle sports year of all time, Jeff?
If we lift a trophy.
I think so too.
And I think it's 2026 now. But I know what you're saying.
Same thing.
2026 will be the greatest Seattle sports year. That we could say that. It's Seahawks lift the trophy in 26, Mariners lift the trophy in 26.
And if they trade for Brendan Donovan.
World Series MVP, Brendan Donovan.
World Series MVP.
Sorry, didn't mean to say your the secret phrase.
Well, last notes. Hope Brendan Donovan happens soon. Hopefully anything happens soon. Go Hawks. Hopefully we will be back during Super Bowl week to talk about the Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Knock on wood. If that doesn't happen, or if the Mariners don't make moves, I don't know what we're going to talk about. A little behind the scenes. It was kind of hard to find stuff to talk about today because the Mariners aren't doing anything.
We'll get to our division stuff. I think the Seahawks are going to beat the Rams by 100. It's going to be crazy. No one's ever seen it. Yeah.
How fun was that game against the Niners? Oh, man.
I have a lot of family from the Bay.
Do you?
I didn't say a word. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Didn't have to.
There's a lot of friends from college that are Niners fans. There was some talk in there.
I did think they would score a touchdown, and I was wrong. I feel really bad about that.
I thought they would get at least 10 points.
Double digits? Man, that would be cool. Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, well.
6 points.
There's no way Matthew Stafford is looking forward to Sunday. There's no way.
And he hasn't been sacked by the Seahawks yet. I think it's all coming. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully, we'll get a Mariners move in between now and next week so that at least I have something to talk about next week. Because now we got 2 episodes where I'm not sure what we're going to talk about.
We got this.
But as always, go M's, everybody. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. Go M's, go Hawks. Peace.